GamingBolt presents 15 things every GTA 5 player is guilty of. Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out since September of 2013, making a huge impact on both previous and current-gen platforms. Grand Theft Auto Online launched around the same time and has shown no signs of slowing down with content updates. Over the years and even today, there have been things that GTA 5 players have been guilty of. Granted, a lot of these are part of the game and tons of fun to pull off, but they should still warrant some kind of atonement for players. Killing cops. There's no end to the number of people you can kill in Grand Theft Auto 5, but we've all gotten a kick out of eliminating cops. Some cops were just doing their jobs, so it's understandable. Think it's us or them in those situations. However, when you deal with the FIB's Steve Haynes, have to commit to the Bureau raid, and ultimately face down the IAA and the FIB, it can feel more than a little liberating. Killing other players. Everyone's done this in Grand Theft Auto Online, whether it's to their friends or random strangers. You just can't resist mowing down other players and wrecking their vehicles. Sure, it may cost you a bomb at times and you'll be hit with a bad behavior warning, but really, what else will you do with all of that high-end weaponry? Speaking of which, griefing. Sometimes players aren't interested in just killing other players with their most expensive toys, like Savage or Insurgent. Sometimes they just want to bully lower-level players. It could be inviting them into an airplane and then flying to the middle of nowhere, or just harassing them with powerful weapons. Baiting other players. Want to be exceptionally irritating to people? Try baiting them into destroying your own car, thus making them foot the large bill that results from it. This tactic has been around forever as an effective means for trolling. For extra amusement, players could use a jerry can on another player's vehicle with an exhaust to destroy it with no consequences. At least, the last time we checked. Messing up in heists. It's happened to the best of us, and the worst, let's be honest. You're on the last stretch of the Pacific Standard job, escaping on motorcycles and attempting to weave through traffic. Suddenly, someone, probably you, falls off and the mission fails. This isn't the worst thing to happen during regular heists, of course, but it stings when trying to complete the Criminal Mastermind Challenge, which requires no dying. Selfies of victims. This isn't really mission specific, but it's a hell of a lot of fun no matter where you do it. Step 1. Find a mascot or similarly annoying human being. Step 2. Beat the ever-loving tar out of them. Step 3. Click some pictures. Bonus points if you can execute the whole process on a clown. Are you a horrible person? Sure. But are you more whole as a person? Indubitably. Hour-long rampages. We've all had those times, especially with the advent of GTA Online, when a rampage just broke out. Blowing up a few cop cars with C4 is usually a good way to kickstart this, and suddenly, you're being chased by every cop in Los Santos. Thankfully, Rockstar recognized our havoc-dealing ways and supplied vehicles like the armored Kuruma to back us up. Barreling through a blockade of cops with this vehicle reminds you that it really is just the little things in life. Agreeing with Trevor. Let's be honest, Grand Theft Auto 5 properly kicked into overdrive when Trevor Phillips was playable. In the mission, Mr. Phillips, he hears Michael is still alive and decides to murder the Lost MC gang and control Blaine County's meth business. It's irrational, insane, and outright psychotic, but you went along with it anyways because it's fun. Truly an encapsulation of GTA 5's wonders. Driving into the ocean. Ever taken up a job with Simeon as Franklin and decided to drive a car into the ocean? No? How about inviting a player into a car in Grand Theft Auto Online and driving them into the ocean? How about driving your car into the ocean because it's fun? No one? Really? Let's move on. Flying off buildings. If you haven't been guilty of trying to hit that super sweet ramp near the Los Santos airport and then failing, then your GTA 5 life is truly incomplete. Similarly, some of the other major stunt jumps in the game just beg you to leap off high buildings with your vehicle, which is usually followed by your swift fall back to Earth, but it's worth the money and broken bones. Stealing a better car. It's natural to want something that you can't have. It's also natural to want something that isn't yours by right. So when you're traveling around in a Coil Voltic and spot a Pegasus Osiris, whether it's an NPC or another player, it's reasonable to try to make it yours. Of course, it can't really be yours permanently, but you shouldn't care. Why buy a game called Grand Theft Auto if you're not going to sample other people's cars? Ragdoll physics abuse. Grand Theft Auto 5's fall animations are still fairly hilarious, especially when playing with friends. Regardless of whether you're sprayed with a fire truck hose, fall off of a building, or just stumble over yourself, there's nothing like seeing the ragdoll physics of your character react in kind. Find some really tall buildings or set up chains of explosions for even more ragdoll fun. Committing murder while intoxicated. Grassroots Michael should be familiar to anyone who's done a Strangers and Freaks mission. It sees Michael sampling some weed and hallucinating himself fighting against aliens with a minigun. Fortunately, you can replicate this phenomenon by drinking a whole lot of booze and smoking weed in your house, and then embarking on a rampage. There are no aliens to kill, but hey, who cares? Drug trading and gun running. If heists aren't your thing, then Grand Theft Auto Online provides numerous ways to earn a living. And by living, we mean affording that high rise you've always wanted. Further adventures in finance and felony allows you to form your own criminal organization, while subsequent updates like executives and other criminals and import-export allow you to engage in hardcore drug dealing. Gun running follows up on this, allowing you to smuggle weapons across the city. Following the rules. And then there's the biggest crime we've all had to commit, most times unwillingly. Following the rules. Certain missions in Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online will outright fail a mission if you don't specifically follow instructions. Get caught during a stealth mission and it's failed. Don't follow traffic laws and the mission is failed. It's annoying for sure, but honestly, nothing would ever get done without following the rules every once in a while. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.